Okay, good morning and welcome to the Americas Summit 2021. New world, new journey. Things seem a little different this year. Yes, it seems I'm the only one who came to Nashville. Although I have already seen several Amdocs delegates from last year's event still wandering around trying to find their way out of this amazing but monstrously huge venue. Now, this year's venue is your very own home. Though given, the fantastic technology we have, I can be, virtually whisked to any place on the planet. All I have to do is think. So I'm going to go to New York City. Wow. And from here, I'm going to go to Los Angeles. Woohoo, I'm on the beach. I'm going to go on Carnival in Rio de Janeiro. Or I can come back here to Toronto. So we are connected virtually live this year. This is live, which presents its own problems, particularly for me, but I think we're going to be good. And we have a fantastic 2 days ahead of us. We will have interactivity, insightful presentations from our leadership, recognition, and we are even going to have this event painted. Yes, we're now going to go over to England, where we have the renowned artist, Jenny Leonard, who is based in the UK, and she's tuned in live to visually depict the proceedings onto canvas. This is a first. Jenny, how are you doing? I can see her waving her hands there, getting ready, warming up to paint all of us and our speakers, so that's great. Now, you will receive this painting as a memento of this inaugural virtual event. Though that doesn't mean you need to take any notes or pay any less attention, of course. Now, we won't be able to get together. So thank you, Jenny. We're looking forward to seeing your work. We'll check in with you as the event goes on. I already see you doing the brand there, so that's wonderful. Now, okay, we're virtual, and that means we won't be able to get together physically, have some drinks, do some line dancing. I know everybody enjoyed that last year. Here you are. There you go. Look at that. I can see you. I can see you all. I have this video. And I know many of you checked into various dancing boot camps to improve your skills, where you're going to have to wait another year. Now, last year's event in Nashville was unquestionably fantastic, but we did get something wrong. Last year's event was entitled Vision 2020, though there was a big thing that happened this year that no one had envisaged. Had anyone mentioned the global pandemic in any of their presentations, we would have considered them quite literally insane. Now, I'm not going to dwell on the pandemic. We know the story. But let's look at some of the positives. There were some things this year that have surprised all of us. Some of them were driven by the direct consequences of the lockdown. So let's look at the positives and what can we look forward to. Now, first of all, the Kansas City Chiefs, look at these guys, won the Super Bowl for the first time in 50 years. I know Benny Epstein, Howard Connors, the guys down in Kansas, and our customer, who are now the new T-Mobile, were simply ecstatic about this, and it was great for them. For me personally, I was super happy that Liverpool won the Premier League for the first time in 30 years. I know Gary Walker, Garrett Comedy, Martin Mintz were also happy with this. There's a lot of Liverpool supporters there. Good things happened this year, good things. Now, the Pentagon also declassified footage, right? Not of Liverpool, but of UFOs, actual interactions. Look at this. We are not alone. Now, I prefer to look at this as a new target market opportunity for Amdocs. Many others might disagree with me. Now, we as individuals and as a company and as an industry have adapted to this new world more quickly than we could have ever imagined. Technology in the industry we serve has proven itself this year and has become the glue that has held society together. Never has our connectivity been more important. In fact, I was amazed. One of the most prominent recommendations from the World Health Organization on how to cope with the pandemic was to keep in frequent contact with your loved ones to alleviate any mental health issues. Look at that, the top of their infographic. And of course, on top of that, overnight, 80% of the world's students found themselves unable to attend their schools and colleges. Remote education became a thing literally overnight. After many stressful days for parents who were simultaneously trying to work. Now, it wasn't easy for many of us. This is an example of what I had to go through. We were trying to work at home with kids animals, all sorts of things going on. We had to adapt to this. Now, interestingly, for all of us, I guarantee all of us with children or pets or others in the house knew exactly what was going through this guy when he featured in the viral sensation of 2017. Remember when the kids burst in when he was live on the TV and it got like 10 billion views on YouTube? We all went through that this year. Now, in many respects, this also became a positive thing. We saw each other differently. We had a tiny glimpse into a different side of our colleagues' and customers' daily lives. We saw a different side to the people we spend large parts of our life with. We saw their kids, their pets. Do they really wear those clothes at home? I know Howard Connors does. We saw the books adorning their bookshelves, and you'll see them today. And it's amazing how many bookshelves I've seen. In fact, Iris Harel, I think, lives in a library. This is a screenshot I took of her when I did a Zoom call the other day. So we've seen a different, more illuminating, more personal, intimate side to our colleagues and customers. Now, entertainment and media have been hit hard this year, but it's finding ways to overcome. From movie premieres delivered digitally at home and on demand to the unbelievable resurrection of drive-in movie theatres. For me, as a bit of a movie buff, so many movies have been pushed into next year. And we got to look forward to them. There's Top Gun Maverick. Got to look forward to that one. James Bond, of course. None of that this year. It will be next year. And Wonder Woman and even Batman all pushed out to 2021, as well as the Olympics in next year. So they're things we can look forward to. Now, many musicians this year held their concerts virtually, from the Rolling Stones to Elton John to Billie Eilish. We all sat in our living room with our children watching concerts. And who can forget, for me, this is the highlight, was Andrea Bocelli singing in a deserted Duomo in Milan back in April. It was incredible. Now, there was a fitness revolution as well. Many people got into shape. Not all of us, but some of us did. From children to grandparents joining fitness classes from the comfort of their very own living room. I mean, really, everybody was at it. It was amazing, from children, like I said, to grandchildren. And if we look at some of the workout routines, it's not hard to realize why there were no toilet rolls available in some of the shops. Now, the environment has started to heal. This is a positive. Animals started coming back to the cities, from goats in North Wales, that's my hometown, to the turtles on the beaches of Brazil, millions of them, coyotes on the streets of San Francisco, and jellyfish in the canals of Venice. So we stopped flying, all of us. Many people in this summit today would have spent a large part of this year on planes, but not now. Now, while that's been bad for our frequent flyer status, it's been great for the environment and, for most of us, our families. Now, TikTok came on board and exploded and became the conduit of creativity for the youth of today. And this, to me, was my favorite video on TikTok. This is the youth doing their stuff. The next Justin Timberlake, I think, right there. You got to follow that guy on TikTok. He's got 2 million followers. Or is that actually 2? Probably 2. Now, all of this happened since we last met in Nashville. How is that possible? How? Never has the world changed so dramatically in 1 year, and it's not quite over. Our destination remains the same, and our journey remains the same, but there will be unexpected headwinds and squalls that require navigational expertise. Now, we have changed, we have adapted, and until this point, we have overcome. And this is the new world, and we are about to embark on our journey for 2021.